For me, then they definitely coming for me now. I can't even keep my phone charged up. All the shit I'm talking, I should get my home barred up. Rappers, get off of my dick and get your own bars up. Vladimir and Liz's breath got the clone stir, cuz whoop. Use your common sense. Why is NASA part Department of Defense? They divided up the seas into 33 degrees, feeding kids masonry. Bro, be careful what you read. Flatline.
All right, welcome to another episode of Geek Rant. This is episode number 8, Geek Rant podcast on the Empty Rant Network. See what I did there? I put twerk and network. Joining me for episode 8 is, of course, Jeremy, the infamous Jeremy, Data J.
Hello.
Doing all right?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm doing fine. The rash is cleared up, and we're, good to go. Let's see. Who else we got? We got Haley to my right. You like how I'm saying right, but really it's just like, this virtual world that we're living in. But Haley from the W2H podcast. How's it going, Haley?
It's going pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome. And then, of course, John from Friday Night Fandom. It's I guess, right, we're calling it a podcast these days, but it's just kind of like a bunch of guys getting drunk and then yelling into a microphone.
That's exactly what it is.
What happened? No, it's a good show. You were saying that this last show you did with comic book slobs.
No, I did an episode with Ryan from the Comic Slobs podcast.
Oh, okay, so it's just like a crossover episode between you two.
Yeah, I started doing this thing where I just selfishly started inviting all of my favorite shows to be on mine just so I can talk more with the people I like listening to.
Exactly what I'm doing right now. So it's just like
Love having you on, John. It was fun last time. Glad you're here.
Yeah, it was.
Well, John and I have recently become like Snapchat buddies, and
no,
we just kind of. The thing is, like, I'm Snapchat buddies with Rod, Listening Party podcast, and with Rod and I, we exchange videos, like we're talking, like we're having a conversation, just like, yo, what's up? How you doing this morning? He's like, yo, I'm doing good. The thing with this guy, John, he doesn't like doing videos, so I'm just like, yo, John, what's up? He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. My volume's off. And that's how today he asked me about the show, and I was like, we're going to be having Haley on from the WTH podcast. Nikki can't make it. She's feeling sick, and Sonya's a no-go. And he's like, I didn't hear anything you just said. I was like, what a waste of fucking time. Like, 3 videos I sent him from Snapchat.
Are you just writing it like a ransom note at this point?
Now I have to write a note or something like. No, I like type it out and text it to him, but I don't know. I wanted to touch on Haley. Do you have a Snapchat, Haley?
I do. I haven't done it in a while because Sam wouldn't stop sending me pictures of everything he does.
Oh, this dude.
So I stopped.
That's funny. That's kind of like, well, Jeremy was like that for a while, and then he kind of slowed it down, but he would like send a Snapchat for everything. He's like, these are the shoes I'm wearing today. I put these socks on. I'm like, okay, Jeremy.
We got a huge competition, but after a while I couldn't keep up with him because he would Snapchat everything. Here's some grass. Here's a rock.
Hashtag SOTD, shoes of the day.
Then it becomes like this virtual world that you're living in through I guess like a freaking in Snapchat. It's like, what really happened today? Because you saw everything through a screen. You didn't really experience.
Man, and if you have a kid, forget about it. You're gonna see what that kid ate. You're gonna see that kid eating. You're gonna see what the kid ate through his diaper. The whole nine. Just the whole complete visceral experience of being a parent.
As a new parent, I always feel like I might be, I guess, sharing pictures too much of my kid. But I don't know. Like I've tried to find a balance because I always said I hate it. Well, I never liked other parents that shared pictures of their kids. I was just like, oh, fucking, I'm gonna block this guy. I'm gonna unfollow him or her, whoever. Or if they have one of those stupid joint Facebook accounts. Jesus.
Oh no. That's the worst.
It's like,
No trust
okay,
in that relationship.
who cheated in the relationship that you have to have a joint?
The guy. Usually the first person at the beginning of the Facebook name.
Whoever's first is like the one that's like.
Yeah, is the cheater. Yeah, is the one who's been who's slighted.
So, but no, I feel like sometimes I might overshare on my with my kid because now essentially he's going to get to an age when he looks back at, I mean, if this podcast goes that long and he's going to be looking at my Instagram account, he's like, what the hell, man? Most of my whole life on Instagram.
He's like, show me the documents, Dad. Show me where I signed up for this.
We'll enjoy it. But
He became an unwitting pawn in the Empty Rant network at a very early age.
yeah. So I'm trying out these sound effects here. I'm going to be like, that's a good transition. I don't know, for the sake of live broadcasting and live editing and me drinking while doing this one-man show. Haley brought up a good point earlier. When I asked her to text me, she asked, which one is this, so I can save it to my phone. It's like, Jeremy helps pick out the topics, but everything's done on my part, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, and I don't know if it's because the beer's warming me up, but...
you got the horn sound effect so you can go ahead and toot it?
Everything's just, I'm doing the Instagram. I set this up. I do all the audio podcasts and stuff like that. I hope one time, or I hope we get to a point where Jeremy's assistant that. That'd be dope. But
I'm working on it. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, as we discussed.
John, you do everything on your podcast, right? I think you're kind of like a one-man show too.
Yeah, everyone else just shows up, drinks beer, and goes home.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So that's a lot like what I'm doing here. Now,
this is Miguel's baby. It's his first baby. It's his first baby, and I just showed up as talent.
I'm just saying, WTH has their shit like down. They got, I think Sam runs WTH. He runs the Instagram, and then somebody else runs Facebook. And then
I do the audio. Jeff is showing me how to do video edit because I haven't done that before.
Boom.
I haven't run it before.
I noticed, Haley, you guys do it standing up in front of a green screen?
The guys do because they can't sit still for 2 seconds, so them standing up keeps them there.
It looks like a Prairie Home Companion type of thing, like an old-timey radio play.
Yeah.
I'm just you're missing a washboard and a cowbell in the background.
Well,
Actually,
take this poorly done little segue here, and Haley, maybe you want to talk about like what WTH is. Just give us a little summary for anybody listening, because actually, how many minutes are we into this? The metrics show that we lose our listeners at 2 minutes in. So
we're about 8 minutes in.
Nice. Hey, there you go. You're making it big in the world. But yeah, give us a summary on what WTH is and where people can find your show, and yeah, any other details you want to include.
Well, everybody can find Well That Happened at wellthathappenedpodcast.com. You can find our Twitter and everything on that page. We're pretty much bringing news articles and talk about stuff going on in the news, and we play games like Jeff Lies, where my boyfriend lies to us every week. And yeah, so
tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
A little bit on what is it, the word of the day, the urban word, or maybe that was just that.
Sam is the word of the week, or the word of the week, and just brings in random words and sees how he can make me cringe every week. And then we do a movie review on Wednesdays.
Okay, cool. So you're putting out, I always forget, is it 2 a week or is it one? Like, are you alternating those?
No, we do 2 episodes a week. We do the main show and then the movie review on Wednesdays.
Something like that. But I'm only listening to, I only listen to, like, if it's this week, I'll probably just listen to a movie review that y'all do. And then next week, I'm listening to just a regular show. I just like, man, there's way too many podcasts to listen to. There's just too many, especially with everybody. Yeah. But I try to listen to at least a good, like, the first 30 minutes of every show that I'm, like, following, or they're following me, or...
Well, like, that's most of the show, so there you go.
Yeah, I am trying to listen to them, but then you got people like John that's putting out here, like, 5-hour episodes. It's like, good God, bro. That's, like, the majority of my work shift. That is my work shift. Jesus. I started the...
It's like you guys are hanging out, but, you can actually... It's a one-sided conversation. Wait, so it's like you guys are hanging out.
Hanging out, but not. Here, John, I'll give you a little segue here. Here you go. And maybe you want to tell us about a little more about Friday Night Fandom.
I host a podcast where we just talk about comic books, TV shows, movies, anything that really goes on, like in the superhero kind of culture. But we also talk about just a lot of random stuff that we like, or that we're interested in. So it's a little bit of everything. But for sure, you can always you can always count on the comic book reviews because those come out weekly, so those we definitely talk about every week.
So we also take my random questions.
Oh yeah.
I need to find out how you answered my last one about would you rather be chased by a guy named Snake or I haven't heard it, so don't ruin it for me.
that was a
Or
good
play
one.
Snake with a guy named Chase.
No. Would you rather be chased by snakes or by a guy named Snake? So we'll see. We'll see how he answers, but he'll come back on that. Before we go into our topics, there's another thing I have written down. Haley, you do makeup. Like, that's like your thing. Like, special effects and stuff like that. Like,
actually, today I made a bunch of blood. And
Yeah?
gelatin. So.
Okay. Now, is this something you're doing? I don't know if you're doing it for, like, a movie studio, or is this something you sell, or where is your...
Just in general.
Just in general, but also the blood. I mean, both. Did you make the blood just for home use or something?
Oh, we do. I just made it because I wanted to know if I could make it. But we do a lot of shorts because Jeff started running this account on Instagram called 52 Weeks of Horror, which we're
that's Jeff. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's Jeff.
I saw that. Yeah.
So we're trying to work on putting some shorts and some projects all together, and sorry, he's bringing me fingers that I
That's
made.
awesome.
So.
Nice. You just have these like laying around the house.
Oh yeah. So I do makeup for our shorts. I do try to jump on some people's films here and there. I do my own stuff on Instagram. We're all over the place. So.
Yeah, I checked out your Instagram. Great work. Great work you got going on there.
How did you get into that? Like making horror prosthetics, essentially for.
Well, when I was younger, my mom dated this guy who showed me Evil Dead, and it terrified the crap out of me. And then ever since then, I've been hooked to all of this stuff. But I mean, I didn't think it was a real career, so I went to film school, and then I started getting into the makeup and realized it was a job. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Follow your dreams, kids.
Besides the shorts, are you making these for like actual, I don't know, like other people?
Indie films and such?
Like, hey, I need 15 fingers for the set, and you're like, okay, give me a week.
Do it. It's only if people hire me for it. I'm kind of trying to put together a project to start selling stuff on Etsy, hopefully soon. But I'm here to entertain myself. If everyone else is entertained, then that's great.
Bonus.
Okay, cool beans. Yeah, it seems like every other picture you post is just kind of like a different, like you're putting a scar on your neck or something. I think it's pretty cool. It's like,
well, in October I started doing Haley-ween, which is 31 days of gore, and on my Instagram page, which is Haley Joanna MFX.
Nice.
And it turned into just scaring my coworkers and seeing what I could come up with. It'd be like, oh, you cut up your foot today, or oh, you chopped off your arm. So, yeah.
I like that stuff is pretty cool. I don't know. Halloween's also been, when I was little, I would always do these house haunts. I guess that's what they're called, right?
Oh, I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, we would do, my dad would let us set one up in our little house there in rural West Texas. That's what. Hey, where are you at, Haley? You're 2 hours behind us, so you're east.
I'm
West
in
Coast?
Studio City, California.
Nice.
Fantastic.
And this is actually where I sit to shoot Will That Happen, so.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. So you're talking to the rest of us are here in Texas. I'm in Corpus Christi, which is like where Texas does this little bend on the Gulf of Mexico, and then.
Is it warm?
Yeah. Right now, I mean, it's like 70 degrees outside. It's fucking hot. I don't know how it is in McAllen. McAllen.
I've heard it snows sometimes in Texas.
Yeah, it was snowing in West Texas over there by you.
Yeah, about a month ago, we had like there were some delays and stuff.
It's just like ice. It's not really snow. It's just like
It was like enough of a threat where like stuff slowed down for a little bit. There was a bit of a winter wonderland, so it was nice. It was nice for a day.
over here in Texas when it snows, it's just like everything shuts the fuck down because like whoa, We don't know what
We're
the
like
fuck to do.
we're like the people in New York, except they have actual blizzards and shit.
They know like how to drive in this shit and stuff. Like when I'm out there, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just not going to work today. I don't know how.
Here it rains and people freak out. It's like barely sprinkling, and people are like, "Oh no, it's a typhoon."
My makeup.
I'm from Missouri originally, so cold does not scare me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So wife and I have this thing like this timeshare point system, whatever, and on New Year's Eve, Branson, Missouri was like super low points, and I was just like, fuck it, let's just go to Branson, Missouri to get out of here. So, I had no idea what Branson, Missouri is, but it's like.
Was that pre or after the tornado?
This was last year, not this past New Year, but the New Year's before that. So I don't know if there was a.
There was a huge tornado, but they've been rebuilding that whole area.
Oh, yeah.
That was
No, I mean, it looked like it was still intact. I don't know if it maybe. Jesus, I don't know if a tornado went through there or not because some parts look pretty rough, and so I'm like, is it supposed to look like this, or is this due to the tornado? I don't know. But we saw some impersonators, and these are the people that obviously couldn't make it, like in Las Vegas or anywhere else. So they're just kind of like they're slightly good, slightly bad. I don't know, somewhere in between.
They're better than the guy at the office party. They're
Yeah,
just
exactly.
a level above that.
But the Elvis
More primitive.
impersonator still like wooed my wife, and she was all about that and wanted pictures afterwards. I was like, Jesus, put it away.
Yes.
I got to get you out of here. Oh god. But yeah, Branson, Missouri. That's something else. Those are all the points I had right now before we got into topics. Did you guys have anything, Jeremy? I mean, what's going on with you, Jeremy? You still
Not a lot, my friend.
in all the wrong places? Yeah.
No, nothing going on really on that front or anything else. This is the highlight of my night, my weekend actually. Highlight of the weekend.
Dude, I'm sorry. I should have prepared more. I didn't know this was gonna be the highlight.
I should have prepared more.
Give you some lasers here, man. Does that make it like better? I don't know. I'm trying to pump it up.
Better. It's better. No, I enjoy this time. I was super stoked we were doing this today, and yeah, I look forward to it every time. So
that's good, man. As the co-host of Geek Rant, I would hope you look forward to it. So yeah. Good,
no
man.
feigning enthusiasm here.
You had me playing this song.
I'm a man first for artists.
B.O.B. Flatline featuring Indie GT. Do you know who Indie GT is, John?
Only the hottest MC in the game.
Me? No.
Indie GT, man. Come on, man. Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Oh.
I thought you were
That's him?
GT.
Hang on, let me write that down so I know not to invite you next time. Noted. So
I bet he would have taken a picture with you.
B.O.B. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Signed
He
a
got
book
a
even.
Twitter fight with B.O.B. B.O.B. is claiming that the Earth is flat, and if you know anything about Neil deGrasse Tyson, is that he's your personal astrophysicist. He's there to basically, I guess, would it be invalidate his claims or something like that? Or
I'm
whatever.
here to debunk. I'm here to debunk these claims. I don't know. That was my Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's what the song is. B.O.B. talking about his belief in, or he's got some other lyrics in there.
But
and then he ends the song with Neil deGrasse Tyson talking at the end.
Below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good
That's
word.
Neil
It's like
deGrasse
pear
Tyson
shape.
talking. In this
So,
song.
it turns out...
Which makes me wonder if they wrote this song before they got into the Twitter fight, because they got into that Twitter fight, and then next thing I know, this song is out, and it's featuring Neil deGrasse Tyson. He had to get his permission. It was like, was it a real fight? I don't know.
I don't know. B.O.B. hasn't had a lot of heat on him like recently. I think he has an album coming out, so what better way to publicize your album is about to drop than proclaim that the Earth is flat?
Yeah, it's
Smart
like,
move.
yeah, to sound like an idiot. I mean,
I also noticed that he was big on MySpace back in the day, and so was Tila Tequila, which makes me think that, like, if you were huge on MySpace, like, does that mean you're in this, like, weird flat Earth lizard people, like, hollow moon cult? Like, was that part of, like, the terms and conditions?
I guess that's a lot of words right there just now. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe lizard people, man. They scare me.
Hollow moons, bro.
I want to segue into this next thing. You know what we're talking about here? I'm going to play this theme right here.
Oh man, not yet. I was gonna get up and get a beer.
Oh, go, man.
That was your get up and get a beer music.
You got those, I'm high eyes, man. I'm not sure where you're at right now. So, I didn't watch X-Files as a kid. I mean, it just wasn't a show. This theme right here, and I talked about it in one of the early group rants of the podcast, but when I hear this theme song, because X-Files used to come on like late at night, so it's like 11:30.
9 o'clock, something like that.
Okay, maybe it seemed late to me because I was a kid, and every time I heard this theme song, my mom would always be putting me to bed, and so my mind mapped it to every time I would hear the song, it was like bad because it meant I had to go to bed soon.
Oh no!
So now it's almost like
Now
you know how they say like, if you like, I don't know. I'm not gonna use that example. That's a bad
You're
example.
looking kind of tired right now too, Miguel. Looking a little
Wait, but
sleepy.
and so every time I hear this theme song, I'm just like, damn it! I get this like weird feeling in me. It's just like, I wanna go
Laura's
to
about
bed
to
now.
come in. I see her right behind you, like she's about to tell you to cut the podcast off. It's time
But,
for bed, Miguel.
I used to work at they call it the Matanza, but it's just a slaughterhouse, whatever you want to call it. After I graduated, and I was doing quality control there, so I would go in at 12 or midnight, and I would stay till 9 a.m. And my job was to basically pass all the meat samples, doing like whatever. I'm gonna say electrophoresis, but that might be a terminology that nobody really understands. So it's just
Meat sample sounds like a great term for dick pic. Give you a meat sample.
we would use PCR, but
Please tell me that was a clean drop. The meat sample thing was a clean drop.
I would make sure there was no E. coli, Listeria, Salmonella in the meat samples they were going to send out in the morning. So the meat, the cow would come in, get chopped up in the morning. They would process it, get put into I'd get a lot in this little bag. And the little bag would come to me, and I'd run the sample from it, and I'd say, hey, this meat's clean. You can send it out to people, and they can eat it. So in that time, there's a lot of downtime when you're doing electrophoresis because you're having to run these samples, and they're in these centrifuges essentially for hours at a time, kind of thing. And during that time, I would watch movies and stuff like that. And I remember I started the series of X-Files, and it would just make me extremely tired already when I was there. And I watched a few of them. The ones that I remember, there was the cows that are flying.
The Fluke Man
There's
episode.
When the guy would cry, it would rain outside. And like when he was happy, it was sunny outside. Like his feelings mimicked the weather. That was one. And then there's a few other ones that I can't remember. But I was like, oh wow, it's just like the Twilight Zone. I started that whole series too when I was there. But I made my way through a bunch of movies at that time. It sounds like you guys watched this a lot more than I did. John, you said you were a big fan, but also Haley, you said you were watching this on the reg. Well, I guess all three of you. Any favorite episodes that stand out to you guys?
Oh, there's the episode where it's the Freak Show episode in season 1 is probably one of my favorite episodes of all time. And
So I can catch them.
I haven't seen that in a while, but it's kind of ringing a bell.
It's like all these people from old freak shows living in this trailer park like area, and people are showing up dead. I don't want to spoil the episode, but it's probably my favorite episode of all time.
Go ahead and ruin it for me, and everybody that doesn't want to spoil it, they can just close their ears. What happens? I need to know, or I'm gonna end up Googling it, like I Googled everything that was released in Star Wars.
Well, there's one of the main characters. He has a twin conjoined to his side who's supposed to be dead, but his twin is leaving his side and going around and killing people.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Writing that down. Freak Show.
But
To watch.
it also has the guy who's covered in puzzle tattoos, and he lives or last time I saw him, I actually saw him in Hollywood in the elevator, and I was just like, he's the nicest guy ever.
Nice. That's a real guy.
I always watched him. I saw him on Ripley's Believe It or Not, the TV show. I remember seeing him on there. He had like a little segment. That's pretty cool. He does like suspension stuff too.
Oh
The
yeah.
puzzle. So he's like a
Puzzle
celebrity puzzle tattoo guy.
Yeah, he's got
I'm
puzzle
gonna-
tattoos all over his body.
The Enigma. I think he's called the Enigma, the human Enigma.
The human enigma. I want to find out who he is. You got me curious. Oh, he is. Oh, he's so gross looking. That's awesome.
He's so cool.
He still has his horns in and everything too, his implants.
So this guy had to have had something lined up whenever he did this to himself. I mean, you don't just do this and then if this guy wants to go get like a job, I don't know, somewhere, they're just gonna be like, whoa, man, we're gonna have to put you in the back. You're gonna be, I mean, maybe get a job at the call center, like doing insurance claims where they don't have to see him. He looks pretty sick.
X-Files once.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Looks cool.
Dean, I can't ever pronounce his last name, the blonde guy from The Lone Gunman. I did makeup for him for Vampire the Masquerade one time.
Oh, cool.
What? That's cool.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. He was leading a ghost hunt when I met him.
Nice little resume line there. Huh. John, what's your one of your favorite episodes of the X-Files? The old ones, not the new one. Okay, just relax.
There's like a monster in a porta potty, and then man, I can't remember, but I remember at the end it fucking freaked me out because they like lock it in this tank, and then as the episode's ending, you just see it like it's still there. It's pretty fucking weird. It was
Is
like
that the
swiveling
Blue Print
around.
episode?
It might be.
Because that was one of my favorites too. Like I was like, wait a minute, it sounds kind of familiar.
Y'all are really into it. John, just answer me a question real quick. How high are you right now? That's all I want to know.
I'm not high. I'm not at all.
Okay. Because just the way you're talking and your last Snapchat to me, his last Snapchat to me was like a guy with droopy eyes smoking a huge joint. I was like, that's cool, man. But when you get to the show, I mean, I need you to be somewhat coherent. But
I thought it was like the outside, and it was a video, and he was like, the universe, man. Like I'm on a phone, and I'm shooting this big thing in the sky, and we're so insignificant, bro.
that'd be funny if he just like left the podcast right now and started Snapchatting me from outside. I was like, what happened to you? You know, you're still on the show, like it's still like logged in and stuff, man. Let's see what's going on. Speaking of that, I don't mean to divert too much, but I watch a lot of YouTube, like a lot of YouTube. It's probably an addiction, but anyways, there's two things that I find like fascinating. One is cringe videos. Have y'all ever like watched a cringe compilation?
Like
and you gotta watch it.
Are we talking about like the zit popping videos, like those pus popper videos?
That's kind of, yeah. I mean,
That
that's
genre, it's kind of there.
it's kind of a nastier one. Mine are like people just in like super awkward situations. That's like the ones that I like watching, or that are just like this. They had this one girl that was devoting her whole life to being a Ninja Turtle. She was massive amounts of money on like the Ninja Turtle head and the Ninja Turtle suit from the movies, and then every fucking day she's ordering a pizza.
She's asking her to drop it in the sewer, and she goes to retrieve it.
She goes and she watches
I'll
like the
take that.
cartoons. She watches the cartoons and whatever they say, they're like mayonnaise with sardines, and she makes that fucking pizza and eats it. It's just like gross. They show her just like eating like. So they're just like these socially awkward, or like another cringe video is like the worst parents, and it's always just like these kids. Okay, you know that song that's just like my neck, my back. Like, you know what song I'm talking about, right? This is like a little girl. She's like 5 years old, and she's like singing it in the back of the car, and like the camera goes to the mom, and she's like, sing it. I'm just like, what the fuck? That's like the type of videos I was watching. I mean, they piss me off, you know, but I mean, I still watch them. It's like
As a newly minted parent, you're like, and then
Yeah.
you're about to take a Snapchat with your son. It's like, look cute.
the way they talk to, like, if you see like a 6-year-old in Pampers, and the parents are just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like when they talk to kids like that, God, that's like it makes you cringe. It's a cringe video, and they're just like filming this, and I don't know. I don't get people sometimes. Those are like the videos.
There was kind of a, I guess I guess now that there's a term for that. There was a thing that happened on like Facebook. A former Facebook friend of mine, like her daughter was like crying and like misbehaving in like Walmart or something like that, and she basically like recorded a video of her throwing like this fit, and she was just like, she's like, I'm gonna tell your dad when he gets home. And that she was like, if you don't behave, I'm gonna tell your dad when she gets home, or when he gets home. And she just kept recording. The kid kept crying, and it kept escalating. And then she posted it on Facebook. Fucking, like I think I was like, wow, toddler shaming is a thing.
Yeah, toddler. Yeah, that's weird in itself, but it's
Way
like
to be chubby. Lose that baby fat, porker.
yeah, when they
Toddler
say
shaming.
yeah, man, to toddlers, it's just like yeah. But wait, why am I talking about cringe videos? I already forgot what the. Oh, because Twitch, they have like famous moments or not famous, astonishing moments recorded on Twitch. And there's a few times, the ones that I remember. There's one. Like right now, if we're recording this is recording live, and somebody just comes in here with a gun and puts it to my head and starts robbing like me and my wife and stuff. So those have been caught on like Twitch a couple times.
How is your neighbor, by the way?
I think you're talking about like those swatting videos.
That's another one. So that
Swatting?
was like where they were getting robbed. Now there's another one I saw where they were is a prank swatting or whatever they call it. So the whole SWAT department, SWAT team moves in on this guy and they like pull him up, and it was just like a fake call-in. And I don't.
Oh
that's,
my god.
yeah, I'm trying to think. There was one other one. Oh, this guy like sets his apartment on fire, playing with the lighter while on Twitch.
Was he sparking up? Was he trying to spark up the bong and just
Messing with the lighter, and it's not so much that that he was messing with it right there, or that he said it's the progression that he's playing with the lighter, and then he puts a match, and it kind of like does this small explosion of like this flames go everywhere. And he throws it, and it looks like he just got like all this stuff from Amazon or something. So there's all these packing paper and boxes right behind him.
hoverboard?
Like if I were to throw it this way and you see it all, and then like that bookshelf catches on fire, he's just like, fuck.
Like when you said like everything went on fire and he was like playing with like some sort of lighter or whatever, there was fire involved. I imagined a dude that was like, it was a Zippo trick. He was trying to like record a Zippo trick thing, and then it was a big fail, and just like he dropped it, and it's like shit caught fire. It's like, oh my god, those Japanese people have nimble fingers.
Imagine that on fire, and then I run out of the room and have to run all the way to the kitchen and bring like the most shallowest bowl I have of water. And come back, and it's this guy
Definitely
doing.
a single dude, just like he's putting the fire out with shot glasses.
Only just see the room like engulf in flames, and the smoke kind of take over the screen. It's just like, and
Like that scene in The Matrix, just the exploding elevator, all the fire engulfs the screen, just.
yeah. I mean, those are the videos I'm really into. Oh, besides that is
Send me some of those clips, man.
I'll
get
throw
into
them
those.
Put
Put them in the pocket.
I don't know why I get into these. There are people. Now, this is the disclaimer. I don't know how true these are. I'm talking about the dark web or darknet or the deep web,
Silk
whatever.
Road, etc.
So people like record themselves walking or navigating through the darknet on YouTube. That stuff scares me. But then there's also other people like telling about their accounts, and they include pictures. So it's this video, and it's basically a slideshow, but they're telling about they're speaking about their visit to the dark web, the darknet, whatever, however they got there. And I don't know, sometimes it's really just a really well done or really elaborate scary story, and it makes me cringe. But I mean,
I could never cruise the dark web. Like, I mean, I get scared whenever I click on a link from like Facebook or Twitter or something, and then like my phone vibrates or something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you've been selected to get a free new Android phone. I'm like, no, I don't want this. Back. And you just like, you're frantically hitting the back button, and then one time I just fucking turned my phone off and threw it in the backyard. I was that scared. I just hate pop-up ads, all right? That's a cringe video. Just me, just Xing out pop-up ads.
Jeez.
Put that on Twitch. Let's get some clicks, guys.
That's fun. But yeah, the darknet. I mean, I've only been on the darknet once. It was when I was at my other apartment, and I loaded the Tor browser and everything, and navigated through there, and it's pretty disturbing. It was disturbing enough that I deleted all that stuff and got rid of that computer. But it's some weird stuff.
That should
Anyway.
be one of your selling points, Haley. Is that you can get fingers from you without like having to access the dark web. It's like these are dark web free fingers. I just make these. These aren't real, but they look real, like the ones you could get on the dark web.
These are just like these. As
It's
real
like
as
the vegan. It's like the vegan food of the vegan version of dark web fingers.
you can buy them safely or go to the dark net. Whatever.
Yeah. You're gonna need another computer. And deal with a Russian guy.
Let's see here. Okay, we were talking about X-Files. Oh, yeah, Jeremy, X-Files, man. I mean, one of your favorite episodes. We went through everybody else. I don't have a favorite episode because, I mean, if I had a favorite episode, it'd be the one episode I remember, and that's just the guy that would cry and it would rain outside.
I did enjoy the Fluke Man episode. I liked there's the video game episode. That was a cool one. That kind of that was a cross section of a lot of stuff. Like,
what's the video game episode? Because I don't know.
It's been a while. I just remember that there was some stuff going on with like virtual reality stuff. Like it's been a long time since I've seen the X-Files. Like, but it was really cool. There was a very hot babe, Krista Allen, and she became like Emmanuel or something like that. She was the chick from Liar Liar that was in the elevator.
With the large,
with the big jugs, yeah. With the yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, very smart. Yes. Talented is another California is another Hollywood term. She's very talented.
Talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carries. Yeah. Boobs. Talking about boobs, everyone. Okay.
Yep.
Just boobs. All right.
Gotta put that in the hashtags and the clickbait. You gotta clickbait it.
So Haley and Jeremy haven't caught the new episodes, but John apparently cringe. I was gonna say cringe. Binge watch. Binge watch is the word there. And I'm getting.
I don't think it counts as binging if it's just 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Well,
it's 2, right?
Yeah, it's just 2.
It's for binge watching though. Like that's what you
To
do.
prep, like you kind of binge like maybe the last season, and then how did you prepare for the new episodes?
Well, I always watch the X-Files. It's like one of those shows that even if I'm doing something around the house, I just have it playing on TV.
Kind of just white noise in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Man, mine. Okay, yeah. So what is that called when you have like a show like that playing? Because for me, it's The Office. That I always have it playing.
I talked about this last night. I literally, like, for at least the last 3 years, whenever I go to bed, I have to put The Office on just to fall asleep, even if I'm not watching it.
John, we might be best friends. I'm gonna write that down.
Is Dwight Schrute's voice like soothing to you, Miguel? Like, is that the thing? Like, is it ASMR? Is it that ASMR phenomenon? Like, you just kind of get the tingles, and you're like, Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
My undergrad. Yeah, like, I mean, when did I graduate over there? Was 2009? It was 2007 I started watching that series. And I remember I used to watch it on Project Free TV. Do you remember that website?
I used to use it, yeah. The yellow one, or it's orange or something.
You would watch it on a window that was like this big.
Yeah.
Was it sped up like, or like? Because I know YouTube videos are like that, where they'll have a video, or it's backwards, like the image is backwards.
Yeah. So I watched this so many times that when I started watching like on Netflix or on Hulu, I was just like, first of all, blown away by the quality. But then there's a mirror.
Way to nail it, Netflix.
And I was just like, well, I started on Hulu because they're the ones that it was still like going on in season, and they would put the new episodes on there. And that's back then when Hulu was totally free at first.
Yeah.
That's when I got into it, and then they started charging and all that. And now they charge even more for commercial
free, bro. It's changed my life.
Hulu knows what they're doing, man. But anyways, yeah, The Office is my guilty pleasure, but I still watch it. Every day I watch a fucking episode of The Office, and I don't know. Some people say I have a problem with that. It's just like, well, I have a Dwight Schrute. I mean, that's him up there.
Do you have people at your office that you've nicknamed certain people from The Office, like Kevin and?
Yeah.
Every office has a Kevin.
Kevin's the best.
Yeah. So my buddy, he's an artist, and he was living with us, and He drew up this picture of Dwight Schrute.
Oh, that's the one from the fucking Flasher.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Super?
Yes,
yeah,
that is
I've
a great
seen it.
movie.
We had to review that for our show, and I mean, I like it, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to review for the show.
Ellen
great.
Page is great in that also. Like, it was a good cast.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
One of those, like, underrated movies, though. Yeah, I don't think it got like as much recognition.
That one's on Hulu also.
It's also on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. That's where I've seen it. But
All right, Richie Riches. Jeez Louise, I can't.
oh, I'm not a rich man. My buddy kept his Netflix account signed in on my TV, so I'm like, fuck it.
That's how it works.
There's like one person that has like Netflix and like all the numbers are fudged because of that. Like, there's like one guy,
It really is.
the universal Netflix account. Like, if you're not the guy in the squad who like has the Netflix account, or like what? How does that joke go? It's like if you're not laughing at this, then you're that guy. It's like, oh shit, yeah, that's why they don't invite me out.
But yeah, he came over to visit one time, and he just left his Facebook, or he left it signed in. I was like, not gonna correct that.
I figured you might have like stealthily kind of like looked over. You're like really tall. You just kind of like looked over his shoulder and like copied down the pass. You're like, all right, I'm gonna note that down real quick.
Right. I am horrible. I was a pharmacy tech for 5 years, and I was infamous for being the guy that nobody wanted to talk to on the phone, because they would call me up and they'd like, yeah, I need some. They would name any random, like the generic name of a drug. I'll just use Tylenol, like acetaminophen, but
Yeah.
something else complicated. It's like acetaminophen, 40 milligram. I'm just like, hold up, dog. I can't. I don't. Acetaminophen.
Did you spell it out phonetically? I was like watching Superstore.
Yeah, that's how.
That guy with the cake. It's like he doesn't understand you. He's just writing it out phonetically. No, don't write that. Stop writing. It's like 2 cakes.
Acetaminophen. And then when I turned it into somebody else, I was like, hey, they're looking for this at an outpatient. They're like, dude, what the fuck is it? Like, man, I don't know. Just keep me off the phones, bro. Or when people tell me numbers really fast. I'm better now, but back then, I don't know what it was. It's like when I was on ADHD meds, I was less, I don't know, able to remember things like short term or something. I don't know what it was, because when I was on ADHD meds, there's certain things I couldn't do properly, and one of those was like, if you told me a phone number, I'd just be like, yeah, just text me.
Yeah, I got it. Just it's cool
No,
to tell
yeah.
me though, just in case, so I have it.
You just stop talking and
That's it.
just write it down or text it to me. I'm not gonna remember any of this.
I thought you were gonna say you were the guy with like the worst handwriting in the office. I was like, how is that even close? Like, pharmacists and like doctors have like the worst chicken scratch handwriting. Like,
Well, it was the worst handwriting because it was like completely misspelled of whatever drug they're trying to find, and they're just like, yeah, this guy's
it's like,
kind of.
why is there an asterisk in this? Why is there an asterisk in this prescription? Like, I don't know what this is.
What is the fuck is he talking about? But yeah, anyways, I don't know where we diverged off. I'm gonna do a little segue here, and we can talk about one of the topics that we get to, because we got about 16 minutes left in the hour here. Hang on, let me play this. I think it's working. Yeah, we do live editing as we go, so here we go. Hey, and the worst segue ever. Nice. I don't know if you guys are drinking anything. I'm drinking from Carbach Brewing, Houston, Texas. It's
H-Town?
Hopadillo. It's an IPA from there. Now I'm opening up a Blue Moon, because
I'm empty.
pretty strong IPA. But anyways, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen share so you guys can also read, because for some of you it's the first time you've seen this. It's cool. This is 10 real-life X-File cases that nobody can explain, because we're on the subject of X-Files. Speaking of that, how are the new episodes, John? You didn't really express your thoughts on that.
They're like a million times better than everything in this article.
Okay. Well,
Oh, do you not want to talk about this article?
I went through it.
real life. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not theatrical, but in terms of, or I guess relating the new episodes to the old episodes, how would you say they compare?
I mean, it's still the same show, but there's like a really huge twist to kind of like a discovery that Mulder makes, and it fucking blew my mind. So now it's just kind of like, now I just got to see where things go from here.
Up, down, up, that sort of thing. Like the things maybe you kind of held to be true in like the past continuity. Like
No, now
not so
it's
much.
like
Or
no, now it's like I don't want to say anything because I'll spoil it. No, you gotta watch
Dang
it.
All right.
It's cool.
I'll
I'm all
Hulu the
about
new episodes.
It's only
It's
going to be
good.
6 episodes, right?
Yes, but I hope that they just say fuck it and decide to do.
Just keep going.
Yeah, because I know.
Hashtag 6 episodes in a movie.
Yeah, because I know a few shows that have already done this, and I was annoyed by the fact that they did this. But now that I look back on it, I think, well, maybe the X-Files can do it. Like that show, Agent Carter, that was only supposed to be a miniseries, just also very short, and now that's an ongoing thing.
I remember Lost was supposed to be like that, wasn't it? It was supposed to be some sort of mini series or like a defined, like there was only a certain amount of episodes, like maybe one season or something like that. But man, that show went off the rails real bad.
Who's the guy that plays Mulder? Mulder's the guy, right?
David
Yeah.
Duchovny.
And he was in Californication. Now, I watched that whole series. I don't
Yeah,
know if
that's
you-
a great fucking show.
I watched all of that from back to front, and mainly because of all the, I guess,
boobs.
smartness expressed.
Smart
episode-
girls.
All the smart girls that were in episode 1. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I got. I'll think about this. So, you guys read this article, or you
I
guys
did.
I
I
did.
did.
You did? Any of these
Number
stand
10 sucked.
Number 10 sucked. This
Yeah.
is the Voynich manuscript. Yeah, I didn't really find that one interesting. This one, the immortal. I don't know how you say that. Comte, the
Yeah.
Saint.
That one wasn't that interesting either.
I
Yeah,
liked
it
number
was.
5, the one about the twins.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that
the
one
twins.
also.
That was a cool one.
I'll jump
That
to
was
5.
weird.
I mean, I was going to talk a little bit about that one, but okay. The Pollock twins. Let's read this one. I'll read this little blurb here. In 1957, rural Northumberland, UK, was a scene. Hey, UK. Who's from the UK? The All Seeing Eye Guys podcast. I always mistake the
Shout
Shiite,
out.
but they're from Australia. I always say that they're from the UK, but
Continents difference.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's just something like that. I don't know. I think they're in the same time zone. I don't know. Anything that's not in, a
If
10-mile
it ain't
radius.
America, get out.
If it's not Texas, get out. Let's see here. Okay. In 1957, the scene of a tragic car accident that claimed the lives of 11-year-old Joanna and 6-year-old Jacqueline Pollock. After a period of grieving, their mother fell pregnant again. Their father, John, was a strict Catholic who didn't believe in reincarnation. However, he became convinced that his wife was going to carry twins that possessed the reborn souls of the girls. Despite doctors insisting that there was only one fetus, Florence gave birth to twin girls, Jennifer and Jillian. Oh, I like that name, Jillian. 1 year later.
X-Files tie-in.
So, how does the rest of this article go? Can y'all save me some time, or you want me to keep? Let's see, baby.
Basically, like the kids started to recollect a lot of things that were from the kids in their former set of twins. Like they would talk about their school that they used to go to, all these toys that they had.
They had Bertram's name.
Yeah.
One of them, her had blood near her eye, and she said that's where the car hit me.
Yeah, that's where the accident happened. It's like, what?
And then as soon as they turned 5 years old, they didn't remember any of this.
Oh, so they turned to okay. So when the twins turned 5, all of their memories. I like how I put it in like a quotation mark. All of their memories, like someone's being sarcastic. Anyways, all their memories disappeared overnight. John and Florence had never spoken of their dead sisters in front of them until they were almost adults. Eminent psychologists. Huh. That's something that I get into with the consciousness that can be passed out through, like a mom when she's pregnant and stuff like that, and something that's
She falls pregnant.
Well, something that not that. It's just like
What was that?
the tie between when the mother's pregnant and if she witnessed, or not that she witnesses that. What am I trying to say? She experienced this tragic, event. Her daughter's dying, and now they were kind of reincarnated. Not so much. I don't think that they were
Deja vu, or
more like that the mom had such vivid memory of that, and that I think that like some of that gets passed on from the mother into those babies, and that's kind of like where, because
Like a weird bond, like a
yeah,
psychokinetic bond or something like that.
all
Telekinetic bond.
all mitochondria comes from the female. It's maternal, so it comes from the mom. So there's more mother DNA
Mom
within.
genes.
Yeah, there is more mom gene. Well, that's yeah, yeah. In an individual than there is from the father. So something like this always like plays into this thing of the passing on of consciousness, but it's not so much the consciousness, is that there's some type of memory within these cells that got passed on to these girls, and they were able to pull that. But the thing about when they turn 5 and they just start stopping, I mean, I wonder what other factors. I wonder if like the mom was breastfeeding them for like till they were 5. What if that played a part in then she
What if
stopped?
she was an anti-vaxxer, like she didn't get them their vaccines and stuff?
God. Okay.
Had them on a gluten-free diet, modernizing it.
Are you guys gluten free? Do you guys do the whole gluten free? No. You look like you do, John. I'm
No,
just
let me
saying.
see. I think there's gluten in this beer.
Yeah.
Some
Hey, what
beer
kind
is
of beer,
gluten-free.
man? What is that? Is that like a craft brew?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
it is,
So-
man.
Down
Speaking of
home Texas craft brew named Lone Star, little indie named Lone Star.
Lone Star. He's like, yeah, it's a craft brew. Oh.
I'm gonna get some complaints from the real
Star,
brew heads
like-
out there.
There's Budweiser, and then there's like Miller Lite, and there's probably like Busch, and then there's probably like Miller High Life. What's under that even? I mean,
Natural light.
Stone, Natty Light, and
Cyanides.
then there's Lone Star. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, all right, man. This shit is not that low.
It's the national beer of Texas, Miguel. I'm really trying to get him to sponsor the show.
you know what? I went to a bar and they had Lone Star on tap, and it was a nickel for a pint, and I actually got pretty drunk off of that because it was nickel pint. But on tap, it's not so bad. In the can, that's the
Miguel walked in there. It's like, you're gonna have to pay me to drink this shit.
man.
The Beer Me 3 podcast, buddy.
I want to read this number one. Oh, what is this? The 20 hottest. I gotta bring this
The
back.
20 smartest girls in Hollywood.
The 20 hottest WWE star. I was like, distraction, boobs. Okay, but anyways, let's see. The village that fell asleep. Let's read this one. This is number 1.
Oh,
The
yeah,
remote-
that one sucked.
That one was crazy.
Kalachi, Kazakhstan. You know, I didn't know Kazakhstan was a real thing. I thought that was like a made-up town from Borat. But anyway, Kazakhstan suffers from an unusual problem since 2013. Up to a third of the village's tiny population has suffered from extreme sleepy sickness. This is a classic X-Files like scenario here. Residents have reportedly been carrying out their normal daily routines before suddenly falling asleep and slipping into comas that have lasted for as long as 2 weeks. Excuse me. Oh man, have you watched The Happening? You know, with
That's what the one about the bridge made me feel. Kind of reminded me of the one before that, I think. But
I'll check it out. But like,
Death Bridge.
yeah, the Death Bridge. Like,
It's number 4.
yeah, I thought it was number 2 or something like that. But that Death Bridge one is crazy.
let me go to. Oh, here we go. Overton's Death Bridge. This is number 4. In the quiet village of Dumbarton, Scotland, lies the Overton Bridge. I hope I'm saying that right. This seemingly inoffensive collection of brick and concrete hides a dark secret to the casual onlooker. Locals have nicknamed it the Bridge of Death. Blah, blah, blah. Over the years, and for no logical reason, upwards of 50 dogs have thrown themselves from the top of the bridge in a disturbing trend of spaniel suicide.
Were they in sweaters by any chance? Is there a link to them being in sweaters?
The dogs throw themselves from the same point of the bridge in the same weather conditions. The affected dogs are always the same, long-muzzled breeds. The tale became even more sinister in 1994 when local man Kevin Moy suddenly threw his baby from the same point of the bridge, proclaiming it to be the Antichrist. Whoa! Moy attempted suicide straight after murdering his child, but only seriously injured himself. Oh man, that's crazy. Our malign.
This article sounds like they wrote the dog thing and went, oh, maybe that's not scary enough. Here, this guy
Yeah.
tried to jump.
What's gonna get people really scared shitless? Oh, a dude throwing a fucking baby off a bridge. Classic. Nailed it. Send.
Yeah. That reminds me more of like the things that from The Happening. You know, as a biologist, I think this stuff could be real. You know, and
You think the trees did it?
it's not so much that. Yeah, I know how ridiculous that sounds, but the Earth is going to eventually, you know, have to protect itself at one point, and it's gonna, you know, we're gonna eventually mutate. I gotta turn off the screen share. How do I do that?
Crazy looking bridge, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bridge looks crazy evil looking. I don't know if I would even cross it, but
That needs to go on 52 Weeks of Horror, I'm thinking.
there you go. Hit up Jeff. Let's get that.
Yeah.
Let's get that. Credit Empty Rant. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Anywhere we can get it?
Let's see. Hey man, we got about 4 minutes left in the hour. I know you have 3 articles. We can do a little 1 minute article speed lightning round here at the end, and you can give me your summary on what you think about it. How about that? Yeah. Okay, my girl.
Alright.
All right. Here, let me give you. I'm going to take some more of your time up and do a nice little segue. Hey. All right. So this is Jeremy's Lightning Hour article. Article Lightning. Minute lightning. I'm taking up your time. Okay, I gotta stop
Yeah.
trying to.
So next article, please. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Okay, so what do you got about this one? Michael B. Jordan is open to the Fantastic Four 2, which I thought was a pretty horrible movie according to everybody. You got?
Yeah, like
Oh.
I never saw that thing, but like, it's kind of crazy that this is coming out now because, like, I mean, you know, with the Oscar so white thing, but also the fact that like Marvel has canceled Fantastic Four and. Like that, like they've never been able to do a successful Fantastic Four movie, but like he was really good in Creed. Like so, maybe
Yeah, I watched that
him
movie.
just kind of putting it out in the ether. Maybe they'll retool it or something and make an actual better movie. Hopefully, it's not another reboot origin story.
Fruit of
But
Station. I liked him in
Vale
that.
Station, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 10 seconds left on this. Haley, John.
I'm not excited for I don't know why he'd want to, because even the director said he didn't like the movie. And when the person that makes the movie says it's bad, you shouldn't make another one.
I want to see the Trank cut. I want to see like if he'll ever be able to put that out. Like if his vision was better.
One, 5 seconds. No.
Boycott the Oscars.
We got. Oh God.
Boycott
All right.
Fantastic Four in films.
Let's see what else we got here. He's on a whites only tirade of the Oscars, I think. I don't know. Anyways, George Miller would now love to make Jesus. George Miller would now love to make more Mad Max movies. So I thought that movie was amazing. What do you got?
Great.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Wait. Okay, hang on. Repeat that, Haley.
I said I'm up for another Mad Max movie. I liked the last one. It's beautiful.
And so did Jeremy. Jeremy he wrote a whole bit on it on our website. But John, you seem against Mad Max. Why? You're just like an anti-hypester, aren't you?
I just didn't understand. I didn't understand like the story. There was no story.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Were you
his
not-
explanation for it was the reason there was like a lot of silence in it. I mean, like there was just a lot of visuals for it. Was because visuals are a universal language, and it was to kind of reach past like American audiences and stuff, and maybe do bigger in like the other territories like Asia and those like the Asian territories, stuff like that, stuff outside of the U.S. Because we were kind of just concerned with the numbers here, but the numbers outside of the U.S. are kind of what makes or breaks a film. So.
I liked it 10 times better the second time around. The first time I watched the whole opening scene and went, I don't care about any of these characters, and I really hoped it didn't ruin the whole movie. But luckily it didn't. And then the second time I watched it, now that I knew about the characters, made it 10 times better. So.
It was like the second time around, like I had a better appreciation for it because I was just so like dazzled by all the imagery. Like it was a visually amazing movie.
No, yeah, that it was. I just had issues with the story.
No,
I don't
I feel you on that.
but I just fell out of my chair. My bad. Anyway,
I'm glad that's not on screen share.
I'm good. It's a lawn chair because my wife took my office chair. Anyways, next article.
God.
Marvel Marvel CEO gave Donald Trump's foundation $1 million, and people are furious. What is this, Jeremy? What am I looking at here? Look at Donald Trump. He's a good guy.
Yeah, basically, like the CEO of Marvel is sponsored like one of Trump's charities, and it's pretty crazy just considering that Marvel's now like on this diverse push for female heroes, ethnically diverse superheroes, that sort of thing, and you're kind of backing like the whitest and most racist horse in this presidential race.
Okay, John, any input on this? Does this make you not want to watch any more Marvel movies?
Marvel sucks.
Okay, Haley.
Yeah, that's not the reason why I don't want to watch Marvel movies. Marvel's just blowing things out of proportion by now, so I'm kind of burnt out on it.
Maybe this is marketing for like him being like one of the newest villains in like the reboot universe or something like that. Like
That'd be funny. Freaking.
It's gonna be huge.
yeah. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna be on all 120 covers for the entire month of Marvel. Trump month in Marvel.
Great in something. He's highly entertaining. It's just he is a terrible politician.
It would be great if it was revealed that his hair was actually like an alien life form that was like parasitic and controlling him.
It's a gremlin.
Yeah.
You can't get wet or feed it after midnight.
Like a symbiote. Like a venom symbiote.
All right, play this. Here we go. Like a little. Yeah. So apparently my hat fell off in the.
In the great tumble of 16.
I don't know. I'll probably hear it later when I'm editing the podcast. Be like, oh, that's where I fell. I know that.
I'm gonna
Let's
put
see.
silence in there.
Get our little exit song. I don't know. We need a better exit song. Can someone give me a better exit song on the top of their head right now? Gravity does not exist. No, I don't want that one.
Miracles by Insane Clown Posse.
Miracles. Insane.
Kind of bookend.
You and your recommendations, man. Here we go. Okay, so sounds like a good video.
We got a theory. You see, Mike? We got a theory.
All right, we'll end on that song. Hey, Haley, John, as always, thank you for joining in and letting me berate you.
Yes,
And,
of course.
Help you live on YouTube. Any last words, John, for us?
Oh no, go listen to my podcast.
Friday Night Fandom.
Yeah, you can check it out on iTunes. We have all the social media. You just have to search for Friday Night Fandom.
Yeah. I want to do one shout out. So Nikki couldn't join us because she wasn't feeling well, but she is watching the show right now. She has just made me aware.
Hey,
so
Nikki.
Hi,
I'll wait
Nikki.
for her. Haley, would love to have you back on. It was very much an enjoyment on my part, and you kind of brought some sense and order to otherwise pretty chaos show. Any last words, Haley?
Check out WellThatHappenedPodcast.com for Well That Happened. Go to on Instagram, Haley Joanna MFX, and 52 Weeks of Horror.
Nice. Excellent. And then, as always, you can get all their previous stuff on EmptyRant.com. I'll put links to both of these guys and girls' website and their podcasts. Jeremy, how do you want to take us out, bro?
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Fucking Meg.
Part of the song.
Pure motherfucking magic, right? This shit'll blow your motherfucking mind.